Web3 promised decentralization, but the law didn't disappear. In 2026, regulators aren't guessing anymore. From token classification and DeFi liability to NFTs, privacy, and smart contract failures, enforcement is real, targeted, and global. If you're building in Web3, legal architecture now determines whether your project scales or collapses. This is the 2026 Web3 Law Primer. Web3 technologies enable new forms of ownership, coordination, and value exchange, but they do not operate outside existing legal systems. Regulatory obligations remain jurisdiction-specific, enforceable, and increasingly well-defined. Decentralized architecture does not shield projects from consumer protection, securities law, tax compliance, or criminal enforcement. Regulators focus on real-world control and economic impact, not technical labels. By 2026, regulators have largely moved beyond experimentation and are applying more consistent interpretations across digital assets and protocols. Enforcement has become more targeted, predictable, and fact-specific. Decisions made at launch around governance, token allocation, and data flows create long-term legal consequences. Structural flaws introduced early are often costly or impossible to unwind later. Whether a token is treated as a security or a commodity determines the entire regulatory framework governing a project. This classification affects disclosure obligations, registration requirements, and enforcement risk. In the United States, regulators continue to apply the Howey test to assess whether purchasers expect profit from the efforts of others. Tokenomics, governance control, and marketing language remain critical inputs in that analysis. Projects cannot simply declare decentralization after launch to escape regulatory scrutiny. If value creation and decision-making remain centralized, regulators will treat the project accordingly. Entities that qualify as virtual asset service providers are expected to comply with AML, KYC, and travel rule requirements similar to traditional financial institutions. These obligations apply even where no wrongdoing is suspected. Regulators increasingly take a functional approach to DeFi, focusing on who designed, controls, or benefits from a protocol. Developers, interface operators, and governance participants may all face exposure. Technical features such as admin keys, upgrade authority, and control over front-end interfaces significantly influence enforcement risk. Architecture decisions often matter more than marketing claims of decentralization. If this breakdown is helpful, take a moment to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future insights. Purchasing an NFT does not convey ownership of the underlying artwork or content unless expressly stated. Rights depend entirely on the scope and clarity of the project's licensing terms. NFT licensing models, ranging from personal use rights to broad commercial licenses, signal long-term strategy and risk tolerance. Poorly drafted licenses can undermine brand value and future partnerships. While embedding licenses on-chain increases transparency, enforceability remains uncertain in many jurisdictions. Written off-chain agreements are often still necessary. As Web3 projects mature, trademarks become essential for protecting brand identity and community trust. Proactive registration and monitoring are critical to prevent dilution and impersonation. DAOs must clearly define who owns and controls intellectual property as governance evolves. Ambiguity around IP stewardship can lead to internal disputes and external enforcement challenges. Legal architecture matters. Reach out at gammalaw.com contact to discuss your Web3 strategy. This is just one layer of the Web3 legal stack. Explore the full playlist for more expert analysis.